Hey everybody, it's Josh Ellsworth with STAHLS, and welcome back to our third segment of 21 Ways Heat Printing Takes the Cake. I'm broadcasting from my home office. I have a heat press set up in the corner of the room. I have a vinyl cutter. Guys, I run a side hustle. I believe in heat printing. I've been trained in it. I've been doing it for my whole career here at STAHLS, and I'm sharing some of the top advantages of heat printing in this series. Now, we've come to the last segment. We still have 7 more ways to cover. So, I did my math wrong. We still have 10 more ways to cover that we're going to jam pack all in. So without further ado, I'm going to start to explore one of my favorite categories. When you talk about opportunities for sales, one of those easiest opportunities, in my opinion, is decorating headwear. Headwear has traditionally been a direct embroidery product, but heat print technology has come light years ahead over the past 12 to 18 months for printing headwear and printing it accurately. There's new products, there's new equipment, there's new ways to decorate headwear. So the next few ways that heat printing takes the cake are all going to be wrapped up in headwear. So way number 12 and way number 13, we're going to take a look in on this video. I want you to think that you can decorate structured headwear, as we'll see here. And so those are the hats with the fused buckram that tend to get the crease mark when you heat press them with the cap presses of old. But also we're going to take a peek in at a special effect finish rather, that really does a nice job. And a lot of customers have called it liquid embroidery. We call it flex style. Basically, it's a dimensional logo that just looks beautiful on hats. It's what you see at retail. So way number 12 and 13, let's take a look in. So with the hat loaded, sweatband flipped out, hold down device locked down, and making sure it's tight against the lower base. Now I'm ready to position my flex style logo. So simply position this into place. If you hold it against the hat for just a few seconds, it tends to melt the adhesive just a bit since it's heating from underneath, and that will get it to hold nicely. Otherwise, we do have a little accessory called thermal tape that you can tape your logo in place. That's helpful, especially if you're just starting out. Then here's the key. You cover that logo in the hat with our special foam cover pad that comes with the press. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details of the application settings right now. We will get there, but the recipe for each transfer comes with the logo itself. It's going to tell you the time, the temperature, and the pressure, as well as the foam pad that you need to use to get success on the application. And we've tested thousands of hats to dial in these settings. Customers have validated the settings, and you'll get perfect results every time. We just know you will. So with everything in place, you lock the press down for the recommended dwell time. The machine will count down. It's cooking your cake. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to taste awesome. It's not really going to taste like anything, but it is going to make you a lot of profit. Once the press is done, it automatically opens for you. And that's it, guys. You peel the backing away after you've removed the hat, and you have a completed result. How easy is that? In less than 60 seconds for all of the logo types I'm showing you today, you can complete a high quality hat. That's why we feel confident saying, Tim, you can produce these 14 hats in 15 minutes or less. Simply have to load, position, press, voila, it's done, and then you go on to the next hat. All right, so if you didn't pick it up from that video, that machine was actually heating that hat from underneath and top. I call it a heat sandwich, and it produces something really delicious. That was way number 12 and 13, and that top and bottom heat is going to open up a world of possibilities. It not only helps us print headwear accurately, we can use that same combination for printing left chest logos accurately with dimensional logos and heat sensitive fabrics. By heating underneath, we can reduce the heat on top, and it just opens up so many possible decoration items for us in our business. I view those as sales opportunities. But we need to move on to way number 14 and 15. The heat printing takes the cake in our 21 ways. We're going to stick in headwear, and I'm going to show you more of a low profile cap, something that's unstructured. So the fact that you can decorate unstructured caps or the dad caps very accurately. We'll look in on this trawler cap, which is a style that's very popular out there at retail from 47 brand, and you will see it decorated with a sublimated twill product. So we're starting to enter into sublimation. The fact that you can do sublimated fabrics onto dark garments or dark headwear like we're going to see here adds that sort of full color element with texture. So you can move into some of these effects that are being used even on NBA jerseys that are out there on the court. So watch this get made. So we have 2 versions. We have our perma twill, which is this one, and we have our textured twill. Now, There's some small nuances and difference between these. You'll notice the texture twill in my left hand has more of a gloss finish to it and is a little more textured, whereas the perma twill has the traditional twill grain. They're both sublimated, so you can do full color designs. We print these for you and they come ready to heat apply. The reason I'm going with the textured twill is because it's just a little bit thinner and I want something that looks high end but that doesn't compromise the feel and the weight of this cap. Your customer is going to love this finish. So let's position that into place directly over the seam. I'll just hold it there for a second to get the adhesive to temporarily hold. I'm going to cover it since it is sublimated with the cover sheet that comes with the transfer, and just hold that against the transfer, making sure it covers the whole thing. And then I'll just take my pad that comes with my cap press and lay it on top. Now you can print these on a normal cap press, but if you really want to get the best result with the widest variety of dimensional logos, this machine is going to be your best bet. You position your design, position the pad, and lock it down. I'm at 280 degrees on the top heat. I'm at 320 degrees on bottom. I'm pressing for 45 seconds at a medium to firm pressure. The machine is going to automatically open when it's finished. So I always tell people, if you have one operator running one press, you start to build up volume in headwear. One operator can potentially run 2 or 3 machines side by side. Very easy to use, very easy to train on. We have about 15 seconds left to go. We'll fast forward to the auto open. The machine opens. Just remove your pad from the top heater. This cover sheet can be discarded because there are sublimation inks on it. You don't want to transfer to the next print. And look at that finished result. Let me remove it from the press to show you how pliable it is with the cap and how high-end it really looks. After it cools, you can see that the print is very thin and moves with the hat, so it'll be nice and pliable when you wear it, but still substantial enough to look high quality and completely cover this seam. So no issues with printing over the seam on this 6-panel cap. All right, pretty unique, don't you think? And pretty easy to do as well. So that was way number 14 and 15. Unstructured caps, sublimated twill or fabric finishes is an awesome way to decorate and execute. That can be used not only on headwear, but across all of the categories that we've been talking about. All right, we need to move on to way number 16 and 17, that heat printing takes the cake. Again, it's another 1-2 combo. We're going to talk about beanies. I've seen a lot of questions out there in the Facebook groups that I'm on how do I decorate beanies? There's acrylic in them. Is this possible? Is there anything I can do other than embroidery? Well, yes, you can heat press those beanies with the new technology. Not only can you heat press them, but you can mimic embroidered looks with heat printing. Did you know that? Patches are huge right now, and embroidered patches certainly take the cake when it comes to decoration. Let's look in at this beanie being decorated with an embroidered patch.
The 360 IQ hat press offers both top and bottom heat, which allows us to print very unique heat transfers and heat sensitive items such as this beanie. Whenever I load this on, I want to make sure that the cuff is in a single layer so that the heat is applying accurately from the bottom and the top platens. Now we're going to take our embroidered patch and place it. I'm going a little bit off center for this application. And then we're going to cover with the foam pad that comes with the hat press. Our bottom heat is set to 320 degrees, while our top heat is set to 280. Our embroidered patches apply from 30 to 45 seconds. Since this is a heat-sensitive fabric that we're working with, we're going to go with that 30-second dwell time. Once our heat press is finished with that application, we can go ahead and remove the beanie. And as you can see, we have a completed customized beanie without compromising the finish of the acrylic fabric.
All right, so I just gave you 3 different items into the headwear category that you can sell through, whether it's a beanie, whether it's an unstructured low profile cap, or whether it's a structured, even flat bill cap with acrylic content in the cap. There's really no hat that you can't conquer. And the fact that we're putting dimensional logos of all styles on them, you should start to be picking up on that right now. Now, one of the categories that I've seen growing like crazy, and so I couldn't not include it in this presentation, this is another combo, bags. So there are bags for many markets, whether it's a backpack or a clear stadium tote or a laptop bag or a promotional product, polypropylene throwaway bag, a canvas tote, a handbag like a purse. There are so many bag shapes, sizes, styles, material fabrications that are out there. And yes, I feel confident that there's a way that you can conquer everyone with a heat press. Not only can you conquer them, but you can put special effect finishes on those bags. And I've personally used this for some jobs in that putting reflective finishes onto backpacks. The one I did was for a dance school. We're going to take another look at a video clip that's more of a promotional product or a corporate gifting product, which is another big opportunity. But way number 18 and 19, heat printing takes the cake, are decorating, the ability to decorate bags with unique locations, as well as reflective finishes onto bags or other products. So let's take a look at how we hit 3 unique print locations, little tiny locations on a backpack. All right, I love that. I love that reflective finish. That particular one was a black or a charcoal reflective, which is really cool. But one of the top sellers that we always see is the 3M reflective that's a silver. It's ANSI certified. Putting that onto vests or jackets or any of the other categories we talked about works great as well. But to be able to even do the straps for visibility on front and back on a backpack, awesome. I've done little branding elements on shirts like this, on cuffs. So many locations you can hit if you're just creative, and it only takes a square inch of material to add some visibility to it with reflective products and an extra little touch of a branding element. All right, we've come to our last 2 ways number 20 and number 21. Hopefully you're learning a lot in this session. I'm going to keep going down the trend of bags and show you another product that you can accommodate with the heat press. This is a handbag. So an actual vegan leather handbag. Typically, you wouldn't want to touch this, but we've seen a ton of growth for a lot of companies that are doing monogramming or gifting for brand ambassadors and different things with opportunities like this. The fact that you can personalize these high perceived value items like handbags, like clutches, anything like that is great. And there are unique solutions, not just the low temperature products that will accommodate it, but unique cover sheets and pads, as you've seen on decorating hats, that will help bring this all to life. So ways number 20 and 21 are some of the accessories that allow you to print low temp products, as well as decorating a high-end item like a handbag.
Because this is a material that can potentially melt under high heat, I'll be using a flexible application pad. This silicone rubberized cover sheet absorbs the high heat to keep it from melting the leather. When using the flexible application pad, we want to increase the dwell time by an additional 10 seconds. This additional 10 seconds will allow the heat to make its way through the thick cover sheet and adhere the transfer for a nice, durable finish. I'm going to thread the bag and make sure I'm using the side of the bag that does not have any zippers or pockets in the way of getting an even pressure. After placing the transfer, I'm going to cover with the flexible application pad and tack the transfer for just 3 to 5 seconds. When applying a transfer on vegan leather, you want to make sure that the Mylar carrier is not going to leave any indentations on that material. This can be avoided by tacking the transfer, peeling the carrier, and reapplying for the recommended application. To reiterate, I'll be increasing my dwell time an additional 10 seconds. Fashion film typically applies for 15 seconds at 320 degrees, so my application will be 25 seconds at 320 degrees. Once the application is complete, I can remove the flexible application pad and my personalized handbag is ready to sell.
All right, guys, congratulations. You made it. 21 ways that heat printing takes the cake. The last thing to consider is where are you at in your business with heat printing? Do you have a quality heat press? I hope so. You won't be able to produce these results with an inaccurate heat press. Number one, it may overheat the item, causing it to scorch or damage, or worse than that, it may underheat the item. And so when you send it out the door, you're not going to get durability. So if you're just getting started into this, I want to encourage you to invest in the absolute best quality heat press you can and start there. Then you can start to build in some of the manufacturing of your own transfers, whether that's a vinyl cutter, a printer cutter, a toner printer, whatever it may be. But get started with the heat press. It's something that's easy to learn, it's easy to do, it's space saving, and it's affordable. Hopefully you've enjoyed 21 ways that heat printing takes the cake. If you have any questions, I'm always available to answer those. Thanks so much for joining my session.